Hey Yankees fans, welcome to Yankees Rumors and News, your go-to spot for the latest buzz and updates about our team. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a scoop. If you are a Yankees fan, this is one of those moments where you lean back, shake your head, and really ask yourself what direction this franchise is trying to take. Because the noise around the league right now paints a picture of hesitation, conservatism, and missed opportunity. And nothing summarizes that better than the growing chatter that it would take either Carlos Lagrange or Elmer Rodriguez to land Freddie Peralta from the Milwaukee Brewers. This should not even be a debate inside the Yankees front office if New York wants to be relevant. If they want to do anything that truly moves the needle this season, they cannot afford to sit on their hands once again while other teams get better. We have seen this movie too many times already, where fans beg for aggression, for boldness, for a real push, and instead are met with patience that turns into paralysis, and by the time the season starts, the roster looks good but not great, competitive but flawed, dangerous on paper but exposed on the field. When it comes to Freddie Peralta, there is simply no excuse. Yes, everyone knows he is going to command a massive contract in the future, and yes, the Yankees will eventually have to deal with that reality. But this is the New York Yankees we are talking about. Not a small market team counting pennies and hoping for miracles. You cross that bridge when you get there. Especially when the reward is a proven, high-level starting pitcher who can immediately stabilize a rotation and change the entire tone of a season. As things stand, Peralta is set to make very little money in the upcoming year relative to his value. And if the Brewers are truly willing to listen to offers centered around Lagrange or Rodriguez, turning that down would be nothing short of irresponsible for a franchise that claims to be chasing championships. Prospects are exciting. They represent hope, upside, and the promise of the future. But they are also, by definition, uncertain. Carlos Lagrange is a perfect example of that. He is just 22 years old, and to his credit, he showed real growth in the most recent season. His career record currently sits at 11 wins and 10 losses. And last year alone he went 11-8, with an earned run average of 3.53. When you zoom out and look at his career earned run average of just over 4, you can clearly see improvement. Especially when you consider the jump in workload from a limited role previously to throwing 120 innings in the most recent campaign. That kind of progression matters, and it speaks to his work ethic and development, but it does not guarantee anything at the major league level. What also stands out about Lagrange is his usage. He has started nearly every game of his professional career, missing that role in only a handful of appearances out of more than 50. That shows durability, consistency, and the ability to prepare as a starter, which is exactly why the Brewers would be interested. They want someone close to being ready, someone they can plug into a role and develop further without starting from scratch. From Milwaukee's perspective, that makes perfect sense, but from the Yankees' perspective, this is where cold, hard realism has to kick in. If moving Lagrange helps you secure Freddie Peralta, you do it. Because Peralta is not a projection or a theory. He is a known quantity. Elmer Rodriguez, on the other hand, represents a different kind of temptation. Also just 22 years old, Rodriguez has been nothing short of consistent throughout his development. In the most recent season, he posted an 11-8 record with a microscopic earned run average of 2.58. And when you look at his career numbers, they are almost identical, sitting at 2.59. That level of steadiness is rare, and even more impressive when you realize he has never had a season with an earned run average higher than 0.91. Those are the kind of numbers that make front offices dream and fans salivate, because they suggest not just upside, but reliability. If the Yankees were given the luxury of choosing between the two, the decision should be clear. You keep Rodriguez and you trade Lagrange. That is not a knock on Lagrange as a player or a person. But when you compare the overall packages, Rodriguez simply looks closer to being a complete pitcher. His consistency, his ability to limit runs year after year, and his calm presence on the mound all point towards someone who could be a fixture in a rotation for a long time. That said, even Rodriguez is not flawless. And this is where perspective matters. He spent limited time at the AAA level and struggled in that brief sample, giving up multiple earned runs in a short outing. If he is not fully ready to dominate at that level yet, there is no logical argument that he should be untouchable when a proven arm like Peralta is available. This is why the Yankees have to go all in on Freddie Peralta right now. Let the Brewers worry about whether Lagrange or Rodriguez ultimately become true major league quality pitchers. New York's job is to win, and to win now. Championships are not built by hoarding prospects forever, especially when your window with key stars is constantly under pressure. The time for caution has passed, and if the Yankees hesitate again, they will only have themselves to blame when the season slips away. As if that were not enough frustration for the fan base, the situation surrounding Cody Bellinger has only added fuel to the fire. What was already a slow and underwhelming offseason now threatens to become a full-blown disappointment. Brian Cashman has yet to deliver a marquee addition, and now there is a very real possibility that the Yankees will lose their own top free agent. According to respected insiders, the two sides are at a standstill, and the organization is operating under the belief that Bellinger will sign elsewhere, shifting their attention to other options as a result. The reported offer on the table was substantial, stretching across 5 years with an annual value north of $30 million, and it was not even the first proposal the Yankees made. That tells you they wanted him back, at least to a point. Bellinger, however, appears to be seeking a longer commitment with an even higher yearly salary, betting on his market value. After a strong season in which he hit well over .270 with solid on-base and slugging numbers, nearly 30 home runs, and reliable defense in the outfield, he is a known commodity, a former star who has re-established himself, and someone who brings value on both sides of the ball. The problem for the Yankees is not just losing Bellinger. It is what that loss represents. Round the league, players are getting paid. Kyle Schwarber secured a massive deal over 5 years. Pete Alonso did the same. And the market has clearly spoken. If the Yankees are unwilling to push a little further to retain a player who performed well in pinstripes, fans are left wondering what the plan really is. Are they competing? Or are they just managing assets at this point? The expectation is that the Yankees will make a hard push for another star, potentially someone like Bo Bichette, in an effort to calm the fan base and salvage something from an offseason that has felt stagnant and uninspired, but even that will not erase the feeling that this organization is constantly reacting instead of dictating. Trading for Freddie Peralta would be a statement. It would signal urgency, ambition, and a willingness to sacrifice the future for the present, which is exactly what a franchise of this stature should be doing. The clock is ticking, the league is not waiting, and patience is wearing thin. The Yankees should not hesitate. If the price is Carlos Lagrange or Elmer Rodriguez, you make the call, you finalize the deal, and you move forward, because opportunities like this do not come around often. And letting one slip away could define yet another season of what might have been. If you're enjoying the updates, drop a like and let us know in the comments your thoughts on this rumor. Hold on to your seats, baseball fans, because the rumor mill is spinning faster than ever. And if it proves true, we could be witnessing one of the most explosive trades in recent memory. According to insiders who have been whispering behind closed doors in the corridors of Major League Baseball, the New York Yankees are reportedly preparing an aggressive, headline-grabbing offer for none other than Evan Gore, the rising pitching sensation currently with the Washington Nationals. Now, before you dismiss this as just another off-season fantasy, let's break down why this potential move is sending shockwaves through the league and why it might just be the kind of gamble the Yankees are willing to take to cement their dominance. Evan Gore, as you probably already know, is not your average arm on the mound. Since making his debut in the major leagues with the San Diego Padres back in 2022, Gore has steadily built a reputation not just as a reliable starter, but as someone who can change the entire complexion of a rotation with his presence alone. The fact that he earned his first All-Star nod in 2025 is more than just a line on his resume. It's a testament to his ability to rise to the occasion, to perform when the lights are the brightest, and to assert himself among the elite pitchers of the game. Now, imagine the Yankees, a franchise with a history of making bold, headline-grabbing moves, deciding that they want to make Gore the centerpiece of a new era on the mound. According to the rumors circulating, the offer they are preparing is described as aggressive, which in Yankees speak often translates to a blockbuster that could involve multiple top prospects, possibly even someone with a name that fans across the league instantly recognize. And here's the kicker. Sources hint that the discussions could involve a player who isn't just a promising young talent, but someone who has already established themselves as a marquee figure, the kind of name that sends shockwaves through trade talks even before anything is finalized. The Speculation is that the Yankees are willing to go all in, leveraging not just their deep pockets, but also their reputation as a franchise that doesn't shy away from making bold moves. When the opportunity presents itself, the Nationals, for their part, are reportedly open to listening, which adds another layer of intrigue. Washington has been known to be careful with its pitching assets, and GORE is arguably one of the crown jewels of their rotation. Yet the possibility of acquiring a package that could reshape their future is reportedly enticing enough to at least consider entertaining the Yankees' aggressive overtures. What makes this rumor even juicier is the timing. The Yankees, despite having a formidable roster, have struggled to find that consistent dominance from their starting rotation in key moments, especially in the postseason. Adding a pitcher like Evan GORE could potentially address long-standing questions about durability, strikeout capability, and the ability to take the mound in high-pressure situations without faltering. GORE's track record, particularly his all-star season, shows that he can handle the spotlight, and the Yankees could very well be positioning themselves to exploit exactly that kind of talent. When the stakes are at their highest, fans are already speculating about how the rotation would look, how the bullpen might be reconfigured to accommodate such a high-profile addition, and whether the front office is willing to part with significant assets, possibly including top prospects or even players who are central to the team's long-term planning. The mere thought of GORE donning pinstripes has sparked a flurry of social media debates, mock trade scenarios, and endless hot takes from analysts and fans alike, all trying to gauge whether this is a realistic possibility or just another story destined to fizzle out. Adding fuel to the fire, some insiders hint that the Yankees' interest in GORE is not a recent development. Apparently, the front office has been tracking his progress for several seasons, evaluating his mechanics, durability, and even his approach to high-pressure innings. There are whispers that scouts have been quietly attending his starts, taking meticulous notes on pitch selection, velocity, and composure, all while calculating how he might fit into the Yankees' rotation. The level of detail reportedly being put into this potential acquisition suggests that the team is not merely dabbling in wishful thinking, but is seriously considering a bold maneuver that could redefine the landscape of the American League. Meanwhile, Washington Nationals fans are caught in a whirlwind of speculation. Losing a pitcher of GORE's caliber would be a significant blow, but the potential return could provide them with the building blocks for a deeper, more sustainable roster, something that the Yankees are perhaps hoping the Nationals will find attempting to resist. The conversation gets even more tantalizing when you consider the big name reportedly involved in these discussions. While no official confirmation has emerged, speculation has centered on the possibility that the Yankees might be willing to part with a player whose reputation alone could shift the balance of power in the trade. Imagine a scenario where the Nationals not only acquire promising prospects, but also a seasoned, high-profile talent who could immediately contribute and draw fans to the ballpark. The idea of such a blockbuster trade has left commentators scrambling to predict the ripple effects across the league, considering how other teams might react, and how it could alter the competitive dynamics of the American League for years to come. In essence, what we are witnessing is not just a potential trade, but the early stages of what could become a defining moment in modern baseball, a maneuver that has the potential to shock, awe, and redefine expectations for both franchises. And let's not forget the human element in all of this. Evan GORE, a player whose rise has been marked by perseverance, skill, and adaptability, would face the challenge of transitioning from a team where he has established himself to one with arguably the most intense spotlight in the sport. The Yankees fan base is famously passionate, sometimes to the point of obsession, and a player of GORE's caliber would instantly find himself under a microscope. Every pitch, every inning, every performance would be analyzed, dissected, and discussed endlessly across social media, sports networks, and casual conversations alike. For GORE, this move could represent an extraordinary opportunity to cement his legacy, to step onto one of the sport's biggest stages, and to be part of a narrative that baseball fans will remember for decades. For the Yankees, the potential acquisition could be a statement to the league that they are not just chasing championships, but actively seeking to shape the future of baseball through decisive, daring moves. Of course, all of this is still very much in the realm of speculation. Trades of this magnitude are rarely simple, involving negotiations that can stretch for weeks or even months, with countless variables influencing the final outcome: salary considerations, player preferences, medical evaluations, and long-term strategic planning all play a role in whether a deal can actually come to fruition. Yet, the fact that these rumors are gaining traction at all, coupled with the historical willingness of the Yankees to make bold moves, makes this a story that baseball fans simply cannot ignore. Analysts are already theorizing about how the Yankees' rotation would adjust, how the Nationals might integrate the rumored incoming players, and what ripple effects this could have across the league, potentially sparking a wave of subsequent trades as teams scramble to reposition themselves in response to such a seismic shift. So, as the rumor mill churns and the whispers grow louder, one thing is certain: the potential trade for Evan Gore, with a big-name player involved in an aggressive offer on the table, has captured the imagination of the baseball world. Fans, commentators, and insiders alike are on the edge of their seats, speculating not only about what might happen but also about the broader implications for team strategies, player legacies, and the very landscape of Major League Baseball. Whether this deal ultimately materializes or remains a tantalizing what-if scenario, it has already succeeded in stirring conversation, sparking debate, and creating a buzz that few other trade rumors could hope to match. And in the ever-evolving, endlessly dramatic world of baseball, that alone is worth noting, because it reminds us all why we love the game: the unpredictability, the drama, and the sheer thrill of imagining what could be, especially when a storied franchise like the New York Yankees might be about to make a move that could define the next era of the sport. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date with every Yankees rumor and news. See you in the next video.